Now joining us, of course, to weigh the options, those who will likely be lifting the gong come 11th of December 2023. We've got a Pan-African football commentator, Clive Kyazze, joining us all the way from Uganda. Thank you so much, Clive, for joining us on the show.
Yes, good evening, Gonyi, and happy to join you this evening.
It's a great one to have you here. Let's weigh the option here. I've seen that we've got more Nigerian and Moroccan nominees for the 2023 CAF Awards this time. Looking at all the nominees, Team of the Year, Morocco stand in there. We've got Goalkeeper of the Year, where we've got Chiamakan Nadozie, South Africa, Andile Dlamini, and Khadija making that shortlist there. But Men's Player of the Year and Women's Player of the Year, Asatu Shuala making the shortlist, Ashraf Hakimi making the shortlist in the men's category, Victor Osimhen making the shortlist in the men's category also. Seems Nigeria and Morocco are dominating the nominees, final nominees from the Confederation of African Football Awards for 2023.
Well, you can say that, but of course, when you look at Morocco, especially what they achieved at the 2022 FIFA World Cup in Qatar, yes, it is a year ago. But you thought what they did was remarkable, and it is hard to be forgotten. On the other hand, you look at Victor Osimhen, and much as you don't have so many people following the Italian Serie A, and the majority only follow the English Premier League, you want to believe he did only have a very good season, but he also had a very good year, banging in goals left, right, and center. So if you probably weigh options and put them out there, you feel, for me personally, I would probably pick out Victor Osimhen as one of the best for the year. Yes, Mohamed Salah, they didn't really win a lot with the Liverpool Football Club, but you thought he was very inspirational for Egypt as they tried to qualify for the Africa Cup of Nations next year. The same with Rashid Hakimi, although for him he has an edge with how they performed in the World Cup going all the way to the semi-finals. But you feel that Victor Osimhen, the kind of season he had, not only, by the way, helping Nigeria qualify for the AFCON, but for me, how he was very dominant in the Serie A. They didn't go well on the continent, but he thought domestically in the Serie A, he was very exceptional for Napoli. And for me, I would pick him out as my African Football of the Year 2023.
Okay, if Osimhen wins this, to be the first time he's lifting that gong. But let me ask you, are there any surprises from this final three shortlist? Are there any surprises? Any player who made it to the shortlist that it's a bit of a surprise? And any surprise omission from you? We had the likes of Mohamed Kudus on the list before. Now we had the likes of, from Ivory Coast, the likes of Crystal Palace, Wilfred Zaha in the list too, but did not make the final shortlist, final three. Were there any surprises for you and surprise omissions for you?
For me, the biggest surprise, and this has always been the surprise over the years, we have so many Africans who do a great job domestically. At one time, they even tried to create an award, African Football of the Year based in Africa. I think we last had it in 2016 when Uganda and Dennis Onyango got that win it. In the past, we had the likes of Abu Trika putting in some really good shifts, but they never got to win the Africa Cup of Nations. This award focuses a lot on African players that do well beyond the African continent, predominantly in Europe, what they achieve with their clubs and all that. Yes, we have an award for the Interclub Player of the Year, where you have the likes of Fiston Maele, now at Pyramids, from Latianga, where you have Pasitao of Al Ahly. I closely followed the CAF Champions League, and for me, Al Ahly might have not won that competition, but I thought Pasitao was the best African footballer on the continent, or was the best footballer in that continent. So for me, I feel such players should be rubbing shoulders with African footballers who are playing football in Europe. Because if you're to probably put Mohamed Salah on the same weighing scale with Pasitao and what they were able to achieve in the year 2023, you want to feel that Pasitao, for me, had a better season compared to Mohamed Salah. But because the other plays in Europe and this one plays in Africa, you really never get to see it. Peter Shalulide at Mamelodi Sundowns. Yes, they went all the way to the semi-finals, the Champions League. They didn't get to the final. But when you look at the kind of stellar performance he had with Mamelodi Sundowns domestically, you get a feeling that he should also have a shout-out. So you feel that you have African players who actually do well in African competitions, in African leagues, and they have merited rubbing shoulders with the other big boys playing in Europe, but they never get a shout-out. So that's what I say. For me personally, a player like Pasitao should have been considered among the top 3 African footballers vying for this title.
Okay, we'll be waiting to see if he gets it at the end of the day. December 11, 2023 is a date that has been set by the Confederation of African Football for the awards. Thank you so much, Clive. Kyazze. We'll be hoping Presitao gets it and Victor Osimhen gets it for you, the Men's Player of the Year. Do have a lovely evening.
You too. Have a good night.